Hey there, and welcome back to our kitchen. I'm Casey, and this is Jenny, and we're two of Festival's Mealtime Mentors. Today we're cooking up a hearty chicken soup that's packed with flavor.
That's right, Casey. Today we're making a chicken shawarma soup.
This one's so good. So typically shawarma is a Middle Eastern dish that is comprised of thinly sliced meat on some type of like pita bread, and then topped with veggies and tahini, hummus, other kind of sauces like that. But today what we're doing is basically just kind of taking all those spices and flavors and turning it into a soup.
And it's such a good comfort food.
It really is. I love a good chicken soup. So to get started, we're going to cook our veggies. So I have some olive oil here heating on the stove. To that, I'm going to add some garlic, celery, some carrots, and some onions. So some really kind of traditional soup veggies, if you will. So we're just going to let these veggies cook until they get nice and tender.
So while we're waiting on that, I'm going to go ahead and get started on the marinade for our chicken. We just have some cut up chicken thighs in a zip top bag here. We really like the chicken thighs in this recipe because they're super tender.
Yes.
And since it cooks for a long time, we want something that kind of melts in your mouth.
Exactly.
Right? So to this, I'm going to add a bunch of spices. So to start off, we have some cumin, cardamom, paprika,
Coriander, I think it's
Thank you. Salt and pepper. A little bit of cayenne. You can skip that if you don't like spicy food, but we're both big fans of spice. And then just a little bit of cinnamon.
Nice.
A little bit of olive oil and lemon juice.
Yeah.
I'm going to zip this up and mix everything up. So there are quite a few spices in here. Some of them might be spices that you don't have on hand in your kitchen already. So our bulk section is a really great spot to purchase some of those spices because you can buy just a little bit. So if you only need like a teaspoon or two, you can just buy a teaspoon or two and then you won't waste anything.
Yes. And two of those spices I think might not be maybe as familiar to people that we added to this marinade. One is the cardamom that Jenny mentioned. So that one kind of has more of like a citrusy, minty, really fresh flavor. And then the other one is coriander. And that one is actually, it comes from the same plant as cilantro. The cilantro is kind of like the leaves of that plant. And then the coriander is once that plant turns to seed, that's coriander. So if you've ever grown cilantro and then not picked it fast enough, like I have, that's coriander, what you have after it kind of flowers and turns to seed. But it has a really nice kind of nutty flavor once it turns to seed.
Yeah, so all these spices are so good together. Typically we would let this chicken marinate for 1 to 2 hours or up to overnight, but we're just going to go ahead and cook it right away.
Yes, so we're adding our marinated chicken into our soup. Yum, I can already smell all those really fresh, spicy flavors. So to this I'm going to add some chicken broth. I've got a little more than one container here. You can use unsalted or low sodium. Kind of add salt later if you'd like. And then I'm also just going to add some water. We've got a lot of flavor from the chicken, so we can kind of balance that out a little bit. So at this point, what we would do is bring this to a boil and then let it simmer covered for about 20 to 30 minutes, really just until that chicken is nice and cooked through. And then at that point, we would add, today we're going to use wild rice. We would add the rice and then once again bring it to a boil, let it simmer covered for about 20 to 30 minutes until the rice is cooked through.
And you could also use a different type of rice. Jasmine rice would have really great flavor in this, or just using a brown rice.
Yes.
So whatever rice you have on hand would be great, but the wild rice is nice because it has like that nutty flavor and really great texture as well.
Yes, definitely. So we're not going to go through all of that today.
We have
we do have some that's already prepared. Oh my gosh. Like you said, the chicken thighs really go well in this soup because they're so flavorful. And then today we're going to garnish with some Greek yogurt. Let's see, a little bit to yours.
Thank you.
And then
a little cilantro.
A little cilantro. And then we're also serving, of course, with our pita bread because that's kind of traditional to our shawarma. So let's dig in.
I love this. It's
So
just like a really warming soup.
Yes, and great flavors from all those spices. will shawarma up with this tasty chicken soup.
And for more recipes and resources from your mealtime mentors, visit festfoods.com.